In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the insertion of the fine bore nasogastric tube. So there's quite a lot to verbalise and do in the station, and there's also some really important safety aspects that we need to make sure we demonstrate that we understand those to examiner and how we minimise those when we are inserting the nasogastric tube. It's a 12-minute station and there's no documentation. So I'm going to start the station and read my scenario. So I'm the nurse working on the stroke unit and I'm caring for Jenny Smith, and she's had a stroke, and I've been requested to insert a fine bore feeding tube due to her having some swallowing difficulties and awaiting a swallowing assessment. All my ID and allergy checks have been completed and there's no documentation to do. So I'm going to start the station. I'm going to ensure privacy and dignity for this procedure because it's quite invasive, and I'm going to decontaminate my hands using the World Health Organization 7 steps. So palm to palm on back of hands, fingers interlaced, palm to palm, fingers interlaced, fingers interlocked, fingertips or thumbs, fingertips, and wrists, and allow to dry for 30 seconds. I'm going to introduce myself to the patient and explain the procedure and gain consent. So, hello Jenny, my name's Hannah. I'm the nurse working on the stroke unit today, and I've been asked to come here to insert a nasogastric feeding tube into you. I'm going to explain what that is in a bit more detail. I can see your ID and allergy checks have been completed. So what would you like me to call you? Jenny. Okay, thank you, Jenny. So like I said, I'm going to insert this nasogastric tube. It goes in your nose, down the back of your throat and into your stomach. And it's so we can give you food and nutrition and medication whilst your swallowing is waiting to be assessed. It is a little bit of an uncomfortable and not very nice procedure getting it in, but once it is in, it's relatively comfortable. And obviously keeping up with your nutrition and fluids and medication is a really important part of your recovery. Are you happy with me to carry on with this procedure, and do you consent? Okay, thank you, Jenny. So now I'm going to prepare my equipment, and then I'll come back and do all the required safety procedures with the patient. Okay, so I've got my size 8 fine bore nasogastric tube. Again, this will be in a packet and it will be sealed, and the expiry date is within date. I've got my sterile water, which will be warm, and again, this is in date. The expiry is 04/27 to lubricate my tube. I've got my purple enteral syringe to aspirate my tube and check the position. Again, this is intact and expiry date is 10/27. I've got my receptacle in case my patient vomits. I'm going to have my test strips to check the pH. So again, these are dry and intact, and expiry date is 01/28. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces of tape to secure the tube. So one to go on the cheek. I'm just going to attach that to the side of my trolley, and one to secure the nose. I'm just going to cut 2 little trousers in there to secure that to the patient's nose. I need my PPE, so my gloves and my apron. I'm going to take my equipment back to the patient's bedside. So I've turned to the patient, going to decontaminate my hands using the World Health Organization 7 steps. And I need to get my patient in the correct position. So Jenny, I'm back now with all my equipment. I need to have you in a semi-upright position, and I'm going to put a pillow behind your head so your head doesn't go too far back or too far forward. Okay, like I said, this procedure can be a little bit uncomfortable, it can make you gag. I'm going to give you this receptacle bowl here in case you feel sick. And if you want me to stop the procedure at any point, just raise your hand and I will stop the procedure. And finally, I just want to see which nostril is clearest to insert the tube. So can you occlude one nostril and breathe in, and do the same on the other side? And tell me which one feels clearest. Okay, the right. So I'm going to go through the right. I'm going to make sure, examiner, that I've got working oxygen and suction at the bed space. Suction in case the patient vomits and I need to clear the airway, and working oxygen in case there's any respiratory difficulties, because there is the risk of this tube being passed into the airways. So I'd make sure that those are here and working. So I'm going to put on my PPE. And my gloves. And I'm going to measure the next measurement for the NG tube placement. So I'm going to go from the tip of the nose to the earlobe. And from the earlobe to the episternum. And then I'm going to add on another 5 centimetres to ensure it's below the diaphragm. So it's 55. So I'm going to insert the tube to 60 centimetres. So now I'm going to insert the tube. I'm going to lubricate the tube 15 to 20 centimetres in my warm water. Okay, Jenny, so I'm going to insert the tube. Like I said before, if you want me to stop the procedure at any point, just raise your hand for me. So first off, I'm going to insert it along the floor of the nasopharynx, so backwards and inwards. If I experience any obstruction at this point, I'm going to twist the tube and try just going in a slightly different direction, or I'm going to withdraw the tube and try the other nostril. Once we're in along the floor of the nasopharynx, we want to ask the patient to start swallowing. So can you swallow for me, Jenny, please? Nice big swallows, and swallowing will close the glottis and help prevent the tube going into the trachea. Whilst I'm advancing this tube, if the patient experiences any breathlessness or coughing, I'm going to immediately remove that tube, because that means it has gone into the trachea and I need to take that tube out straight away. So just keep swallowing for me. Well done, Jenny. So there's no coughing, no breathlessness. I'm happy to keep advancing, and I'm going to advance this tube to the 60 centimetres of my next measurement. So well done. That's all in now for you, Jenny. I'm just going to secure the tube in with the tape. So I'm going to secure the tube at the nose. We're just wrapping the cut bits around. So this is secure, and then you need to secure it at the cheek as well. Now I need to aspirate the tube and check the stomach contents. So I'm going to take my purple enteral syringe. I'm going to unscrew the cap, connect my syringe, and we want to draw just 5 mils, so no more than that. In the exam, the examiner will give you a pot of fluid to test. Make sure you place the cap on to your NG tube. So with your sample from the examiner, you're going to take out your test strips and you're just going to put it onto your test strip. It should read instantly, and I'm going to confirm the pH of the test strip. It must be 5.5 or below to confirm it's in the stomach, and if it isn't, if it's above 5.5, we'd need to get a chest x-ray to confirm that. So I've done my test strip reading. I can confirm the pH is 1.5, so I'm happy it is in the stomach. So I've tested the tubes and it's in the right position. So Jenny, I'm happy this tube is in the right position now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to test and check the position every time before we give you any kind of feed or any medications, just to make sure that tube's in the right place. So do you have any questions or anything before I go? No, okay, so well done, Jenny, that's really good. So I'm just going to dispose of all my equipment into the clinical waste. I'm going to take off my PPE. I'm going to put everything into the clinical waste, and I'm going to do my final hand hygiene. Again, there's nothing to document in the station, but in clinical practice, we'd always document that we put in the NG tube and what that measurement was as well, so we can also help us identify if that tube has moved at all.